What's up, guys? It's Mr. J here, and this is the Autosave. I'm here with my co-host.
It's me. It's your boy Birdman. No, it's actually just Phoenix. Hey, what's up?
And since I've been censored from saying what I wanted to say, it's El Tigre or our.
We got a nice podcast for these guys tonight, don't we, guys?
We can try.
I guess.
Oh man, you guys are so sad today. What's going on?
Well,
Venus, baby,
this
Venus.
morning I tried to eat breakfast and it fell in the trash can.
Okay.
What?
I guess that's how we transition into our first article, which is about Fable Fortune.
Which should be in the trash can.
Which should be in the trash can since it's just a rip of Hearthstone. Just kidding. We love Fable. So there's been a delay in the game. It seems like it's being pushed back to July 25th. The producer over at Mediatonic, the one that's co-developing the game, has said due to an unexpected administration hiccup, they are unfortunately unable to launch the Xbox One version of Fable Fortune next week. And they've made the decision to move the launch date back to July 25th on all platforms. This is to make sure that Fable Fortune releases on PC and Xbox simultaneously, so there can be cross-play between the two games. No, two platforms, sorry about that.
Yeah, I like the idea of cross-play between any of the platforms. I really don't like this segregation of the community, whether you are an Xbox XXX fanboy or, you know, certainly PS4 Pro Whopper boy.
X-Bone X X.
Yeah. As for the Fable card game, I wish it was a new Fable game since Fable, what was it? Fable 3. Yeah, Fable 3 was the last and kind of nailed in the coffin in the Fable series. I mean, that really killed it, man.
Well,
and
no, it's not. We had Fable Heroes.
There was the Fable. Is that the one you're talking about?
I think it was called Fable Heroes.
The Connect version one.
yeah.
It had its fun to it, but it wasn't the traditional Fable game.
Yeah. It was something though.
It was better than not getting the promised fourth game that was supposed to come out.
I mean, I'd rather have no fourth game than what we got, but it's okay. This card game does seem a little bit interesting. I don't know why I'd play a card game on my console, but it is.
I mean, that's not.
A lot of people play card games on the console. And
I mean, yeah, you got your Yu-Gi-Oh, you got your old school Uno on the Xbox Live. You know, as Phoenix here is well aware of late nights with Uno and, you know, the racist stripper scrub lords that sit on there and play and chat with their live face cam as they eye themselves.
The old Xbox 360 days. I don't know if we're ever going to return to that.
I don't think we should ever return to that. Maybe
on
an even more after dark episode.
That was the dark days, but it was what made
what made or break you.
Yeah, it was all for building character. That's what's really important these days.
That sure built a lot of character for you guys.
It built character already.
As a card game, though, I am interested in trying it out. I tried to, on many different occasions, get into Hearthstone, but I never downloaded on my phone for whatever reason, so I never got a chance to play it.
Well, good for you. This is a one-to-one replication of Hearthstone. So
it's Hearthstone Fable Edition.
It's quite literally a one-to-one replication of Hearthstone all the way down to the
they don't have any hands in with Blizzard.
Let's not downplay what the
I'm not downplaying anything, but you can't look at this and be like, nah, come on, dude, that's not even like 1% Hearthstone.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what that's about.
This is like 98% Hearthstone. It's actually baffling to me. So I don't know what they were thinking with this. I don't know how this is going to work out because it's not Blizzard related. So I don't see how Blizzard's not saying anything. But I think Blizzard's a little scared because then Rocket League will be able to be like, hey, but you did that to us though. Like,
oh right, yeah. I forgot about that. Good old Lucio Ball.
Where you just literally steal Rocket League.
You literally steal Rocket League, like frame for frame, asset for asset, and
it was like,
though a new game, guys, that never actually worked.
This never existed. We are doing groundbreaking gameplay here. I don't think anyone has ever reached this pinnacle of Vex technology.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see. Hopefully, it gets some sort of mobile release, or hopefully even better, it gets a Switch release. I highly doubt it, but I would like that, and it would utilize the touchscreen pretty good.
If it got that Switch release, you still probably wouldn't see it till like a 2018, 2019 time frame.
I get it.
Same with our Dragon Ball Fighter Z Ball, Z Fighter Ball.
We don't go into that loop of words.
Just
Dragon Ball
remember,
Fighter
guys.
Z for the Xbox One X, Xbox Z, X1.
Please look to the monitor.
Featuring our boy Gokuri.
Oh my god. Moving on, we have new information on Star Wars Battlefront 2. We have a beta release date, and the game will have
May the 4th be with you.
No, we don't speak of that. I actually really hate May the 4th be with you.
Well, luckily for you, this is May the 6th be with you.
No, it's still neither of those.
The Sith.
Hey, but you can get it on, October 4th.
Don't
be with you.
Talk to me. As announced on EA's website, Star Wars Battlefront 2 will have an open beta on PC, PS4, and Xbox One from Xtober. Whoa, that's crazy.
Xtober.
Oh man, Microsoft,
God.
you gotta steal that from me. I don't think there's any way for you to not steal that. Xtober.
Xbox in October and be like,
they have
this
the
Xtober.
If you guys
the
do not
Xbox
make
XXX.
If Microsoft does not create a PlayStation Experience type event that's called Xtober, and it's like Oktoberfest, then they will not be able to redeem themselves in my eyes ever again.
Come on, Microsoft. I'll give you guys a chance. If you watch this video and you steal it and you credit us, I will give you guys a chance. I will buy an Xbox XXX.
I'll buy 10 of them.
Yeah.
The game will have an open PC beta on open beta on PC, PS4, and Xbox One from October 6th through October 9th. Those who pre-ordered get a head start on October 4th, and the beta. Yeah, you're right. October 4th, and the beta includes 2 different game modes: a 40-player scrap on Naboo, and a multiplayer Starfighter Assault, which is described as an objective-based multi-stage battle. So this is going to be pretty interesting. It kind of is going to be more or less, from what it seems like, it'll be like the original Star Wars Battlefront 1 beta, and that was kind of insanity just about everywhere. So
yeah, we played a good amount of that.
I don't think that we ever stopped playing that until it got like basically shut down.
You guys were playing. I was playing Get Shot in the Back by a stormtrooper from 30
I think
miles
you mean getting chopped in half by Anakin every 5 seconds.
I think you mean getting a TIE fighter dropped on your head by Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Oh, what you doing up there? No.
He was like, you know what they say to me? And then he slammed it down on top of his head. But yeah, this will be pretty exciting. It doesn't seem like they're saying anything about the single player, which they had in the original beta for Star Wars Battlefront 1, which that was kind of fun, but there wasn't a whole lot to it. It was the little co-op mode that we played a good amount, actually, just as much as the multiplayer.
Yeah,
just because we were just trying to beat our high score, really. So.
Yeah.
That's kind of missing here, but I don't know. We'll see how the multiplayer fares.
I hope that they at least, if not put that in the beta, at least put it into the full game.
Well, I think that's because that was technically the story mode for Star Wars Battlefront 1. This one has a full story mode now, so
I hope it's a little bit more fleshed out, though, like with
they're
an actual
saying
story
that
narrative.
they're going back to like old school Battlefronts if you ever played it back on like PS2 and stuff.
Yeah.
where they actually had an entire story mode, not just this multiplayer stuff that we got for the last Battlefront.
Even though they didn't really have that much of a story mode until Star Wars Battlefront 2, so I don't know. And I still will never understand why they rebooted the game and they're acting like Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 never existed. So like now people are just like, what do you mean? This is Star Wars Battlefront 2. It hasn't even came out yet. No, that's not true. So I don't know. This whole
really
like reboot culture
like
is like kind of weird.
subtitle.
I wish they would like, you know, rename the games even slightly, Star Wars Battle Boot or something. Like I don't know.
Freaking Battle Boot.
Like, it's just at a point
Star
where
Wars boots on the ground too.
it's at a point where it's like, I mean, Xbox already did like the biggest reboot of anything. They rebooted the original Xbox by calling the Xbox One.
Ridiculous.
So I don't know what's going on. This is maximum reboot culture, and I don't think that we can actually get any worse, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
I'm pretty sure the Expo and XXX VX can come up with something better than that.
And then what we really find out is that the Xbox One X is really just the Xbox original.
Oh my god.
Don't worry.
No,
next year we're gonna have the Xbox One XS.
Next year we're gonna have the original Xbox Ones. I mean the original. Jesus, this is killing me. We're gonna have the original Xbox's memory card inside of the Xbox One.
Oh no! Now you'll never fill up your.
You'll never fill
Xbox.
it up. You'll have infinite. You have infinite blocks left. Please.
You have infinite blocks left, and then you also get the spooky sounds that you're not supposed to.
Nah, we don't talk about that. I think at that point
let's move on to the
let's
next
just
story.
move on to the next.
That just made me completely get up and go.
All right, moving on to a little bit something more sensual and less spooky. You know, Senran Kagura bounces on the Switch. So yeah, Senran Kagura seems to be done with working on the 3DS, and that a Switch game seems to be in the works here. So speaking with a recent interview with DualShockers, producer, and I hope that I don't butcher this too hard, but Kenichiro Takakai talked about the upcoming Senran Kagura Beach Peach Splash. Oh, that's a little mouthful. That's so are those flan.
Peaches?
Peach Beach Splash. Kenshiro says that is going to be a different type of game compared to the previous ones. The team is looking into getting the most out of that HD Rumble, baby, with the goal of, and I quote here,
Venus,
allowing
baby.
the players to feel the girl inside the game.
That sounds a little too sensual.
I mean, that's the point, though.
That's the whole point right there, baby. I mean, they wasn't playing. They used to give you that stylus for the DS. You know what that stylus was for.
You know what they say to me?
Yeah, they ain't got that HD Rumble, but now they do. They're like, oh, we got plenty of buttons.
We got a little bit
with.
something to work with here now. Now we
See,
can actually put the controls in their hands.
I like
Phoenix,
how.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Phoenix. Welcome to Autosave Podcast.
Where's that stylus at though?
No, we don't talk about that. Splatoon 2, biggest game, biggest issue, literally unplayable because of lack of stylus.
Wait, what? All right, this is a side note. We're gonna break off the story for a second here. So, in case you didn't know, our boy Phoenix here does a little bit of graphic design work on the side, and he decided to show us off air a picture that he drew within Splatoon 2's editor, or whatever you call it, the Miiverse post thing. I didn't think about it at the time, but what stylus did you even use to draw that picture?
I painstakingly went in pixel by pixel to do that. It was literally a torturous 3 hours. The point is that people are running around in the plaza saying that, where's the stylus, because they're trying to make stuff, but they can't because
where's the stylus?
It's either you make it with your finger, which I didn't want to do because that's kind of stupid to me. I can't see. I'll never like that kind of like drawing with your finger stuff, like they do that with your phone and stuff like that, and it doesn't work out for me because you can't see what's under your finger. That's kind of the point. So I had to unfortunately go cell by cell with my cell by cell with my Jesus. Cell by cell with my.
I don't know what the freak that was.
I don't know. Let's just not talk about that. I had to go cell by cell with my Joy-Cons and do each little pixel in there. So it's
well,
literally unplayable without a stylus.
Kudos to you. We might have to throw that up on the screen there, but
hold on though. Before we move on though, can we just make this the meme of July 2017? Where's my stylus?
Where's my stylus?
Hashtag share this out with your friends and put out hashtag where's my stylus.
Hashtag where's my camel?
Oh my god.
Let's get back to that article.
So yeah, Kenichiro says that the series will no longer be on 3DS, like we stated in the title, but that Senran Kagura 2 Deep Crimson basically summed up the entirety of the story so far, and that he has no further plans on releasing any more 3DS games. This means that if you're a fan of the franchise, you're gonna have to buy a Switch. They seem to be a little bit more out in the wild now, but you know how it is. They're still going to be hard to find. I'm still looking forward to this Switch game. I want to feel that HD rumble. I want to feel those delicious flan balls in my hand.
Those delicious Kojima real mesh
delicious
physics.
Real Kojima squishy parts. And you know exactly which one I'm talking about. Yes, I said one, not ones. One. There's only one unit that I'm in reference of. And you know what you can do with that unit. Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Tropic Thunder. If you're over 18, go watch it. If not, forget I even said anything.
Just think about booty, sweat, and busting up bars.
And just make sure you look more shredded than a Julian salad when you watch it. All right, moving on. I just have one question for you guys.
What's up?
What can you buy with $85 million?
I can buy Venus, baby.
Oh my God. You could buy a jumbo jet and a little thing that houses your airliner. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, short answer is Astros. Looks like Logitech has.
You can buy one Astro with
You can buy
$85 million.
I mean, hey, listen, man. I know that inflation has gotten bad, but you can't be really telling me that Astros have inflated so much in price.
Hey, yo, them A50s is pretty expensive.
I mean, listen, I know. I've been trying to
They
get
A50s
Astros for a while. I know that they're
$85
expensive.
million.
I know that they're like the red cameras of headphones in the gaming industry, but like, let's be serious here. How much are these headphones here? Speak to me. Speak to my soul here.
I just told you. The entire brand's worth $85 million.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
According to whom?
According to the acquisition by Logitech, where in early August they're expected to pay $85 million to Astros in order to acquire their entire brand. Logitech's goal here is basically saying that with Astros, strength with their audio and tech and stuff, and with Logitech's global distribution network, that pretty much they're gonna sell out to everybody. And Astros is no longer going to be called the Astro A50s.
So what you're saying here is that Astro's a bunch of sellouts.
Pretty much. They were like, hey, yo, that's 85.
They were like, hey, yo, what? Who's this calling me? MLG? We don't even know who you are. I'm sorry. I forget my number.
Nah, I can't say that's going to make a big impact in the headphone game, especially for PC gamers.
Yeah, because now Logitech will stop making ugly headphones. Maybe.
No.
Maybe their goal is now that we know the real plan. The Logitech has a nefarious undertone here. They're trying to buy out the market of well-designed headphones so that the only headphones left standing are Logitech's ugly headphones.
let's just say Logitech's kind of making a smart move here, and I gotta see actually where this is going.
Gotta say, Logitech's hot.
Getting pretty hot. It's pretty hot, man. Come on.
I don't think we can ever go an article without saying that.
Yeah, I mean,
but again, we might get some nice looking Logitech headphones now.
Maybe.
Price is gonna skyrocket for these headphones, though.
I hope not, but I'm not surprised if they do.
Logitech's never really been like the cheapest in the market, though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have a lot of affordable.
They never been
Astro
$85 million worth either.
Hello?
What?
We're just gonna breeze past this article now, and we're gonna go back to our boy Phoenix over here.
All right, so we are going to.
I'm so confused.
We're gonna be.
I'm just gonna leave the podcast for a second. I don't know what that's about.
We're gonna be.
Join us for the laughs, guys. Join us for the laughs, because this is the most unprofessional, humorous podcast.
Hey, that's the point here. We're having all good fun here.
Oh man, that was great.
So everybody's favorite game, Rainbow Six Siege, which is actually not my favorite game because it's nothing like we were originally promised. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't speak about that. We are going to be sieging those loot crates because welcome back Overwatch, welcome back Call of Duty, welcome back literally any multiplayer game in the 2000 era. I don't know what's going on, but loot boxes are here to stay and for whatever reason will not go away. And Rainbow Six is their fault.
But yo, I still need my Sentai Overwatch Genji skin.
You can't get it. It's gone forever. I'm sorry. But Blizzard called me up on the phone and they were like, yo, this guy, like, he's been bothering us for like months. And I was like, yo, stop calling me, Blizzard. I don't even play Overwatch. And they were like, yeah, I know. They were like, I know, I get it. But this guy, like, he really wants this Sentai skin, and he keeps sending us letters in the mail, and he's like, I love you, Blizzard, just give me the Sentai. And they were like, no, it's not gonna happen. So anyway, they called up our boys at Ubisoft, and they were like, yo, loot crates. And that was it. They hung up immediately. They were like, yo, loot crates, and hung up, and Ubisoft knew what to do right after that. So now loot crates are going to be in Siege in the form of alpha packs in order for you to be the alpha male. Like, what is that? Alpha packs are going to be randomly distributed to players following match completion, though the winners will have an increased chance of obtaining a pack over the losers. The contents of the alpha packs is relatively unknown, though reports suggest that they are purely cosmetic items, such as weapon skins. So we're gonna have pretty much the same thing that's in pretty much all games except for Call of Duty, which is like just throwing DLC guns inside of the boxes, and it's like, hey, you wish you could have this, don't you? Here's some boxing gloves.
Hey guys, they put free candy in the break room.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Okay, welcome back.
Where's my candy?
Here you go.
Thanks, my dude.
Venus! These packs can also be purchased via the in-game currency system, Renown, at a current rate of 5,000 Renown per pack, which is probably like $500. I don't remember the going rate for Renown, but it's not fun. I know that much. I know that I know 1,000 is at least a lot.
5,000 is, I think, like over 20. It might be over $20.
That's probably like $50. I don't. It can't be. Not for one.
I don't know, and I don't condone.
Not for one. I don't condone this, but it's kind of unstoppable at this point. This is gonna become the train simulator of first-person shooters here. So let's not go in that direction. They're currently not purchasable with real-life cash, though, so the system is being implemented across all platforms as part of Operation Health, because that just sounds like a fancy little DLC we're getting here. A general overhaul of Siege's engine, gameplay, and user interface is also included in this update. So we got a few little incentives in this this new DLC. We haven't been on there in a while, so the game's probably changed a lot. But yeah, what do you guys think about the alpha male packs? Become the better you, bigger.
Did you say alpha MILF packs?
I mean,
I would like that.
I don't know how to visualize that, so I'll just agree with you.
Yeah, I think they laced that candy with something. Anyway, this alpha male pack seems interesting to say the least. Really, all loot boxes kind of are, but I don't like that you gotta pay to like get all this cool junk. I mean, I feel like you should be given. I mean, you are given the chance to earn them, but it's like you won't even. You're not even guaranteed to get one. You might get one if you win. Whereas like Overwatch, they at least guarantee you so many. If you get so many parameters within the week, you get a couple loot boxes. With Injustice, you know, you're at least guaranteed some sort of gear after every win or so. Or even a loot box if you go and do the multiverse where they, you know, do this, you get the loot box, bam, and you're gonna get stuff for like everybody. Not like you might get something, you might get a loot box and you might get something good out of it.
Just like get rid of loot boxes. It's like, it's not a great way of rewarding players.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying like, "Oh man, it's such instant gratification." But why do we need? Why do we need instant gratification when the only people that are getting instant gratification are either the people who just started playing the game, which means that anything is better than nothing, or the people who are literally super lucky and get whatever they ask for the moment that they open any box. So I don't know. It's a stupid system. Maybe I'm a little salt from not having like massive luck, but it's really not. I'd like to earn my stuff, not like, I don't know. It's a stupid system. Like what happened to Rainbow Six old system where you used to have to painstakingly pour hours upon hours into getting these skins. Call of Duty 2, you used to have to spend all kinds of hours.
It's all because these kids today don't have attention span.
You wanted a cool skin for your gun? Alright, go out and kill 1,000 people.
Go ahead and get 100,000 headshots with this gun, and then 100,000 headshots with each gun in that class in order to get this one skin. Like the requirements were insane back then, of course, but it's like, I don't understand how we make a 180 and instead it's like we're not going to reward you. We're instead going to, you know, you pull that jackpot lever. You might get something nice, you might not. And if you spent some money, that's too bad. You shouldn't have done that.
It's a form of gambling, really.
It's always been a form of gambling.
It's a form of legalized gambling that the devs can get away with because they feel
that's illegal, you know.
You're getting something, whether or not you're getting nothing. So
you may be getting
you got a double,
but you're getting
some money back. Keep playing that slot, boy.
There's a guy just sitting behind you every time you play the game, and he's whipping your back, dude, and it's like, yo, this hurts. I want to play.
Pink gun, dude. Keep playing that slot, boy. You know, you gotta.
That's disgusting.
In terms of this, like, I think there's more gratification when you actually have to grind to get that gun.
Yeah, because there's an actual
skin.
There's purpose in your life, so to say.
Yeah, you actually had to do something to get it. You weren't just handed a box and was like,
oh my god, how did you get that skin, dude? Oh man, I had to spend all of my time this summer just grinding out that skin. Oh man, and now in modern day, it's like, oh man, how'd you get that skin? Oh man, I launched the game for the first time. You won't even believe it. I got it immediately.
Literally, first loot chest.
Got everything. Like,
and you got Ron over here that's been playing for 3 years, and
he's just crying, and he's like, "Whoa!"
He's still on the first gun. So, come on, companies, just stop. Just let us grind for our weapons. We want something good, let us work for it.
Yeah.
Alright, so picking up from that long spiel of things, it is Spider-Man yet again, and he's showing us just how big his friendly neighborhood is. Insomniac's take on the Big Apple will indeed be pretty big, as recently in an interview, what is his name? Oh, I guess it wasn't an interview, but it was a response to a fan on Twitter from Insomniac saying that Spider-Man is going to be 7 times larger, in more ways than one, than Sunset Overdrive, and that there wasn't any real specificity to that statement. Just, you know, that the nebulous notion that the play space is going to be pretty significant this time around. Let's see here. It's going to dwarf Sunset Overdrive by roughly 7 times, which is pretty dope if you ask me. You know, that's really the only way that Insomniac could go with Spider-Man. New York is a big city, and they're gonna have to show that off. They can't just put a little piece of island here and a piece of island there and put it together in a mishmash of New York and be like, there you go, that's New York. If they can pull off a decent, if not all of New York, well, I don't know about that. That's gonna be pretty deep, I would say. How do you feel about the size and scope of what seems to be Spider-Man's New York is shaping up to be?
But is it bigger than Spider-Man 2 though?
I don't know about that. They didn't say anything on that.
They can't.
My question is it gonna be closer to what we see in the Division, which is more of almost a 1-to-1 scale replica of New York?
I agree. That is a very good point to make, considering I hadn't even thought about that, but that's a pretty good way to compare New York City. I mean, the Division, at least in my knowledge,
they were pretty close.
Yeah. is
they didn't
like,
of course remake all of New York City, but they, for the areas that they did make, it was pretty scaled.
It's pretty much one of the best recreations of New York, to my knowledge at least, of any game that attempted to remake New York.
And I think the craziest thing is that
actually the best recreation of New York is Batman.
No.
What?
Arkham, New York, Night City.
Disgusting.
No, but with the Division, the craziest part is that entire map is so huge, and it only encompasses like only a small segment of Manhattan, which is pretty crazy.
Just imagine if they had the time and the resources to actually make the whole New York City.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what they're trying to say. I mean, I haven't played Sunset Overdrive. I don't know if either one of you guys have, so to give at least
I played it like a little bit, but not really.
Kind of scope of what that means in terms of scale.
I didn't get to see the scale, but I played the game. I know it gameplay wise, but in terms of scale, I mean, I've seen videos on it, and it seems like it's a pretty open world. I mean, when I was playing it, the world's just pretty much open to you, but I don't know how large that is. Like I said, I didn't play it that much.
Well, they're saying it's going to be several times larger, and, you know, if you guys could leave us a little hint or taste in the comments of how big Sunset Overdrive was, to give other people watching a sense of scope, really, of like how big roughly Spider-Man is going to be. This could be something pretty major that we're seeing on our hands, especially with your old boy coming back to the PS4. I don't know. It's
not they say to me.
The PS4 revs up over Until Dawn or anything.
Oh my
like
god!
that.
I don't even want to know how hard the PS4 is gonna rev up on Spider-Man.
PS4 is gonna cry a little bit.
It's gonna be like, get this game out of me, man! And it's like, yo, I don't even have the disc, and it's like, oh my god! And it shoots the hard drive at you.
It shoots a burning hard drive at you.
I know with Spider-Man games, with most Spider-Man games, they usually do all of Manhattan Island, so it probably won't be 1-to-1. But if they're saying it's gonna be a huge map, then I'm hoping that it's still something comparable to what Division has.
If it's still gonna be at least Manhattan, and it's bigger than what Division has, then that's a pretty big ordeal in my book anyway. So I don't know. I mean, that's generally, like you said, where most of Spider-Man takes place. So you know, it remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to web slinging around New York City. You know,
web sling.
Yeah, maybe get a couple of.
Yeah, they won't bring that back though. The hollow shells of our dead enemies.
Web tie them up, punch them down, and they fall down.
Dun, 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 dun.
I guess that means that we're moving on to a report on one of the biggest animes to exist, and that's One Piece. They're getting 2 new games, I believe, this year. And one of them is specifically for the PlayStation VR. The first game is going to be called One Piece Grand Cruise, and it's a PlayStation VR title that'll be fully revealed during the Tokyo Tower event happening on July 22nd, so that's only a few days away. According to some early reports, you'll be able to explore a ship in Grand Cruise, and though not much else is known for certain, if the gameplay is decently fleshed out, it'd be pretty interesting to be in the One Piece world. Maybe see Luffy and punch some things up. The other game is more of a new type of game for them. It's codenamed Dawn, so
Until Dawn.
I don't like the sound of that.
They're making it One Piece Until Dawn edition.
I don't know if I like that.
Never that. I would never play that.
Luffy gets violently ripped in half in HD.
Violently hyper realistic, ripped in half, and gets his gum cannon gum pistol thrown at you.
As his arms are stretching through your screen, you see all of the skin lines and stretch marks
and tendons ripping out of his arms.
That is very disgusting.
I don't know that I want that.
Even think
he's
about
like,
that.
oh yeah, and his skin and
he's like
follicles and tendons and blood vessels will split and splatter on the screen in VR.
I'm good though, fam. Thanks though.
And you have to finish the game.
Image.
Otherwise, if you don't finish the game, every time you go to put on your VR headset, you resume from that scene, and it plays in a loop until you verbally agree, I am willing to play. And it's like, oh, okay. And it just continues to rip the tendons from Luffy's arms.
No, it probably is gonna be.
Oh, my tendons.
It's I believe this is the creator of One Piece, Ichiro Oda.
One Punch Man.
He's basically saying that it's supposed to be a new type of title that's gonna set it apart from any previous One Piece game. And I do see there's a collaboration between Bandai Namco, I'm gonna probably butcher this, but Shueisha and Toei Animation. Basically, they're all working together to make this game. So it might be something similar in terms of at least art design to what we're seeing in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Ball Fighter Z, where it's more of like that real anime looking style in the game, which I find to be awesome. I love when they actually look like the characters from the show.
Yeah, I mean, for the last few games that they've been doing, they've been pretty much nailing the style down. So I don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be too surprised if they pull something great out of their wheelhouse, because Bandai Namco and CyberConnect, if you've been seeing what they've been doing with the Naruto games, they've been getting this. When I want a game that's based on an anime, that's how I want it to be done, where it looks like I'm just reading or watching an episode of the anime/manga. It's like, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see something like,
and then the next Naruto game comes out and they're all paper mache.
I mean,
if they did it pretty cool, I'd be down for that. Boruto ripping head off Ronaldo. And the tendons are hyper realistic.
Oh my god, there we go again.
And the blood curdling scream.
What was the girl's name in One Piece? Nami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at comments on that article, and the first comment is just One Piece in VR, you say, and then it's just a picture of Nami bouncing around with her boobs out.
I'm okay with that.
LADY Nami's not shy. I'll be king of the pirates. I'm gonna jerk
to the sky. Oh.
I can say this is another game that I'll be looking forward to, maybe if it looks like it's gonna be.
Maybe this will hit your channel since you got that VR headset.
Yeah, we'll have some gameplay coming out by our boy over here. He's still unlisted. He's
Mr. J.
He's YouTube.
I'm still YouTuber blank.
He's YouTube unlisted. He doesn't have channel art right now. He's got.
Don't say that. I will unsubscribe from everybody. I hate that.
But I think pretty soon we're gonna try to get some specific day content out. Maybe we'll have like a VR Tuesday or Wednesday, something along those lines.
Tuesday.
You'll have a VR Tuesday.
DV Tuesday.
Oh my god.
Or I'll make it Xtober VR month.
Oh my god, we gotta have Xtober. That's gonna be our month.
Yeah,
Xtober, where we record
definitely more
X-rated
content.
videos. We only record Xbox original games all month.
We record the dirtiest Xbox One games we could find and post them.
I'm okay with that.
I'll just play Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher.
That's not dirty though.
I know, but it's fun. It's dirty to kill people.
See their hyper realistic.
You're not wrong about that. Here we go, man. I'm moving on to the next article. Anyway, you're a faggot, Harry. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're a wizard, Harry. We have not Harry, which I guess that would be nice if we could have gotten a new Harry Potter game, but instead this is basically the next big thing. We get Citadel, which is an online sandbox RPG, which is going to be coming out, and it's going to be a little VR experience for you. You get Citadel, which is an open world RPG game that lets you fly around using a broomstick, a dragon, an eagle, or even, I don't see how you can fly around with that, but alchemy.
You can fly around with alchemy.
You can fly around.
Alphonse, give me your legs.
And you just float away with his legs. But there's also house and castle building with a dynamic destruction component, so you can beat somebody else's castle down with Alphonse's leg while you fly through it with alchemy.
You can doomfist them against the wall, and
we don't talk about Doomfist. We're not talking about. Don't talk about Doomfist.
Alright, you can get fisted by Doom.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna rip out your tendons in hyper-realistic gore.
Here we go.
No, just get to the next article.
No, Blue Owl Studios prior games also include Slender: The Arrival and Valley, which is a surprising disconnect there. I mean, how do you jump from Slender to like? I mean, this is probably this kind of creates like a scary background. Like you kind of don't trust. You kind of don't trust Citadel now.
They're gonna give you the hyper realism.
Now it's kind of hard to trust Citadel. Like you might just be flying around and alchemy up Slender, and he'll kill you.
Alchemy of Slender and his hyper-realistic tentacle will
here
rip
we
through
go,
you
man.
and slice your tendons, and you'll see it all in first person, and you're like, oh my god, that's my tendon. And you look down, and his tentacle raises out from your body, and then rips off your head, turns it towards the camera, and you can see it, and then Sub-Zero freezes the camera and fatalities your character, which he isn't allowed to do with hyper-realistic gore and tendon splitting.
The team's biggest goal.
Tendinitis.
The team's.
We're gonna get flagged for gore.
We're gonna get flagged for Al Gore here. The team's biggest goal with this title is to work closely with our community to build the ultimate fantasy sandbox game that is playable online with friends, according to the manager and director, Alex Tintor. If the schedule stays on clock, Citadel's early access will run at least around 8 to 12 months, with a full launch hopefully happening in early 2018. There are also currently beta signups if you're interested in the game. If it sounds interesting,
I'm definitely interested in signing up for that.
Yeah, so that's Citadel for you. So we're gonna have some alchemy, Alphonse Elric going on here, blasting through people's castles.
I'm definitely looking forward to Citadel, the arrival of Slender in the valley.
We don't talk about that. We're moving on to the next article before this takes a bad turn.
It looks pretty good. I'm really excited to be flying around on broomsticks. The first person aspect of this open world RPG is actually gonna be pretty refreshing. I saw the trailer. If you guys didn't see the trailer, it's pretty cool. You can shoot around little, bolts and whatever and fly around. I saw some of the castle crumbling and all that, but it looks pretty interesting. I think you guys should give it a look and keep an eye out for that early access. Hyper-realistic gore getting your tendons split and blood splat all over your screen.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that Senran Kagura jiggle physics.
Yeah, I'll alchemy that in.
As the HD rumble splits your wrists and you slice through it with HD hyper-realism gore.
We're gonna move on now.
Now look to the monitor, because apparently lawbreakers decided that it ain't enough buttons to break the law. I don't know where they decided to get that from, but they're pulling that out of their rear end. You can't make this up. But yeah, apparently the devs of Lawbreakers, the dev, Dan Nani, the lead designer for upcoming Lawbreakers, in an interview with Gaming Bolt, brought up that the game would be not be coming to Switch. He was quick to remind them that the lack of Switch port wasn't exactly set in stone, but that he seemed doubtful of it because the Switch didn't really have enough buttons for it. I don't know what planet he's living on, but let me just take a look at my Switch here. Oh wait, what is that? 16 buttons. Oh wait, let me take a look at average PlayStation. Oh wait, okay, 16 buttons. Oh wait, 2 joysticks, 4 face buttons, D-pad, L1, R1, L2, R2. Start, select. Yeah, that seems about right. I don't know where he got that out of his ass. Oh wait, guess what? We also got a share button and a home button on the Switch. I don't know where you guys are getting this from, that there's not enough buttons. Where? What? Who? What Switch did you get?
Somebody switched their Switch.
You got the hyper-realistic gore switch that slices your fingers off so you don't have enough digits at the end of the day? I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what's happening. He got the Switch with the real HD rumble.
So here's a direct quote from the interview. Look at the game that we have right now, and we literally, by the skin of our teeth, put the entire game on the control pad that the PlayStation has. That means we could probably make it work for the Xbox One X someday, right? But if you're looking at the Switch, the base controller that's on the unit, it doesn't have that many buttons, even though here on this podcast, we disprove that flat out lie. And, in an update on Twitter, he posted up a picture saying, sorry, let me back away from my mic a little bit. And on Twitter, he posted up a picture saying, oops, our bad. Because guess what? The Switch Pro controller as well has enough buttons as a PlayStation 4 controller. Case in point, what are you doing, guys?
Well, here's what we were talking about behind the scenes before we started the podcast. Like, what I was kind of saying was kind of weird, and you guys read the Destructoid article. I read the original Gaming Bolt article, and the article that the interview is coming from Gaming Bolt. For one, I hate Gaming Bolt. Like, their website's really bad. But anyway, when they were posting his response to their interview questions, they weren't quoting it. So what I was like, and it's there's some people who are like, oh, I don't quote anybody, but it's a quote. But you know, like you would, if that was the case, you wouldn't see any quotes ever in that article. But in that article, there were quotes. There were quotes that he would be saying, but it would be like far and few between and only a few words. So what I feel like there's a double thing here. So my main theory is that, you know, he still said he's dumb.
Because there's irrefutable proof. He posted on the Twitter that
he didn't. That's the Lawbreakers team. It's not only him. So what I was saying in regards to that Twitter post is that they probably were like, you idiot, you ruined this whole interview and you made us all look bad because you know, like that's he's representing them out there, and they don't. He's speaking for the whole team essentially, so they probably posted that and had to cover up for him. But what I was saying is, in the article, it seemed like, or at least to me, I feel like they were maybe misquoting him, and they were purposely doing that to kind of make it like change the tone of it. So like it felt like he was purposely saying this kind of stuff, like he was downplaying the Switch and things like that, but he really wasn't, because it wasn't being quoted. So like, how can I believe that that's what he said, you know? Like it's, even if you were gonna go for a lie here, you wouldn't have any issues quoting it, because how are we going to source that if you just put quotation marks around it? We can't be like, no, I was there, I was actually right behind you while you were recording the interview, and I clearly heard him say this and that. So that quotation it's not legal. That's
definitely fair to say.
So I'm not dissolving his bad remarks here, because he's had plenty of bad interviews. So he's just not a great interviewer, I guess. But in regards to the Switch like button thing, I think that they were asking questions to him, he didn't know how to answer them, and then they like purposely misquoted them. So like they
guided him into saying something. They kind of
like changed the whole article, because I mean, like, here's the thing: if you're gonna like try and refute that, no matter what, you need to have the quote to back it up, which you don't. So at this point in time, you don't have any way to refute my argument, nor do I have a way to refute yours, because there's no quote there. So until they, you know, get some actual source material from that interview, we'll never know if that was what he really said. So I don't know. True. We have to go based off of their statements there, because the article kind of was like, it wasn't like, you know, oh, we had an interview with this guy and like this is what we were saying. It's like they were like, oh man, we had this interview, what an idiot, like listen to what he said. Like it was like kind of that tone, so it kind of feels weird to me. I don't know, feels like something's fishy going on here, but at the same time, he's still an idiot. I'm not absolving that.
I think moving on, we have a big topic here that is actually hitting the net. I'm gonna use that word, and that's what Phoenix is about to talk about. It's a really important topic that everybody should be taking a part of.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm here to give you your daily dose of your current agenda that you need to be focusing on. It is me, President Obama. I'm here to tell you that net neutrality. Net neutrality is a really serious topic, as you guys all, I'm sure you've ran into a website within the previous day. We had the whole net neutrality day going on, where all kinds of websites that were popular websites were taking down their website just to promote the issue. And you know, there's people like opposing net neutrality and saying like it's ridiculous. I actually read an article this morning that said that Comcast and Verizon responded to Net Neutrality Day, which just happened yesterday, and they said that it's not good for us, and we're causing a stir. We're causing a stir here. So
I'm causing the stir. How about you're causing the stir when you throttle my internet and raise my prices, and expect me to just sit there and be quiet about it? How about that, guys?
Yeah, so it's important that if you guys, and I'm sure you do, you love your internet services and accessing.
Otherwise, I don't know how the freak you're watching this.
You
podcast,
won't be watching this podcast if we don't take the fight back to them. So, net neutrality. If you haven't known, net neutrality is just simply the point in which we are in a free internet, more to say, internet that's free to be unhinged. It's not like governed by some kind of government authority or anybody like your ISPs or anything like that. They're not allowed to put any crazy controls, at least like controls that aren't like government decrees, I guess you would say, like how China has like their blocks on stuff on the internet and stuff like that. That's not like towards net neutrality. That's like a country thing. But in terms of net neutrality, what it's trying to focus on fighting here is fighting the issue of ISPs recently, just kind of bullying their way through and doing whatever they want, and the government's just kind of letting it happen. And the FCC is recently, once again, for like the fourth year in a row, is trying to push back and give the ISPs what they want. And they're trying to absolve net neutrality, which is not a good thing. And if you care to access YouTube without having a buffer, if you've ever gone to YouTube, and this is something that you can interestingly associate, if you've ever gone to YouTube and you've had like a slow internet day or something like that, and your video starts buffering a lot, or your browser is lagging and it's causing your video to buffer, YouTube will put a little notice underneath your video that'll say experiencing interruptions, and it'll pop up, and then you click on it and it'll give you like stats on like your ISP or whatever and stuff like that. What will probably happen if net neutrality gets dropped? Of course, the argument is that we don't know what will happen, but we all know what will happen. Your ISPs will have the freedom to be able to make you not be able to load that video, and instead of that notification coming from Google, it'll be coming from, say, Comcast if they're your ISP, and it'll say, enjoying this video? Pay us $5 for the premium YouTube gaming package or something like that. So it can be bad, and we don't know what will happen when net neutrality goes away, but we've seen how the ISPs have been acting over the years, how they've been kind of bombarding their way through,
slowly getting more shady over the years.
Yeah,
I was about to say ISPs are already getting shady, and net neutrality is there. What's gonna happen if this FCC reverses that? They're just gonna keep taking our money. Even more of our money, actually.
Yeah, and it goes even a little bit further than money. Like the whole issue of
it's basically a huge ordeal of censorship.
The whole issue of
whatever they want us to see and don't want us to see.
Right. The whole issue of being able to connect to pages is always an issue. They can throttle your connection. They can do things, like I said, with making you put up paywalls and stuff like that, but they can also censor pages that they don't want you to see. Let's say you're on Verizon, and they don't want you to see their competitors. They can throw up a block for everybody, and you don't see anybody like Comcast or
which is scary.
Like AT&T or anything like that. They just are blocked completely. You try and like access their websites by typing it in manually, and it'll give you the 404 not found. So like it's gonna be crazy, and I don't know that there's enough people fighting against this for it to be resolved, and that's the worst part to think about. So if you guys care about anything that's going on with regards to the internet and accessing your games, playing your games without having to pay extra fees, I know you guys pay fees for PlayStation Online. You pay fees for your, Final Fantasy.
You
Pay
can
fees for all this
stuff
stuff.
like
You think that it's bad paying fees for that? Like imagine.
Guess what?
Imagine having to pay to access those games.
Yeah, the biggest thing from PC gamers as their nail in the coffin against consoles is that all you gotta do is pay for the internet, and it's free to play your games on the internet because you don't have to pay for PlayStation Plus or Xbox Gold or even the upcoming Nintendo Switch online voice speak services or whatever. Guess what? If this goes through, you're gonna be joining in with those same people, and now you're gonna have to pay double. You're gonna have to pay. And so will the console people.
They're not gonna be like. They're not gonna be like, the console guys already have to deal with it. No, they're gonna make it so that you can do it. People that want to play
on PC. I mean, sure, you'll still have the quote unquote leg up, but do you really still want it to come to that? Like, no, nobody does. Like, you already pay enough. You pay enough to pay your internet bill. You pay enough to buy your games. Console guys, you pay enough to play your games online. Come on, dude. Like, I know. We all know. We're in that same boat. We play on PC. We play on console. We pay all those fees because we enjoy playing these games, and we like to. It's a worthwhile quote unquote investment. This net neutrality business, that's not a worthwhile investment. That's a waste of money. That's taking your money and literally throwing it down the toilet for whatever reason you think is necessary. Oh, I decided I'm gonna wipe my ass with this $100 bill. Guess what? You spend that $100 bill better than you would paying to pay for your internet. You're basically paying to pay for your internet. Like, what even is that? Why? Why would you sit there and let that happen?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys, I can keep saying this, but it's important that I do. If you guys care for anything that involves the internet, literally anything that involves the internet that you can think of, it's
Facebook,
important.
MySpace, YouTube, Google. Playing games. This isn't about just us gamers. This affects everybody, even the people that want to sit on their phone all day with Facebook. I'm not bashing them because we don't discriminate, but that also affects you guys as well. How do you know that you one day go on your phone or go on your computer and Comcast isn't like, what do you think you're doing, Johnny? You want to go on Facebook and like that picture? Give me $5 more and we'll give you 5 minutes on Facebook. No.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
Like,
come on,
you gotta subscribe to the social media package or something like that.
Yeah, like exactly. Like it's a joke, but that's like literally something they could do. Oh, you guys want access back to your social medias? Invest in the social media package for only $30 extra on your internet bill. We'll give you access to all the social media sites, and we won't block them, or we won't time you out or throttle you. Like, what? That not only like impairs people that are casual users, but it affects people that run a business, like people like Phoenix. Like, this is how they communicate their business out to the world. Like, this is deadly. This is deadly for all kinds of businesses, all kinds of casual users of the internet, and all kinds of gamers, anybody that uses the internet. If you've ever used the internet at all, then this affects you, and it affects you a great deal, and you should be concerned about it. Alright guys, so we've said it enough during these last couple of minutes here, but seriously, look into net neutrality. It's something that at least needs your attention. Even if you feel like you can't do anything, I'm sure there's petitions you can sign somewhere. So, and we'll leave anything like that in the description that we can find, which I do believe we have a link that we have a sort of post that you can copy and paste into this this place and get your voice heard. It's serious. We don't want to downplay it, and we don't want to put a damper on the podcast, but sometimes things hit home a little bit, and we gotta stand up for what we believe in.
That's right. It's gonna sound cheesy, but you gotta fight for that right to internet your way.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how it is.
Alright guys, that was the final article for this week's Autosave podcast. We appreciate you guys for checking it out again. And we hope that if you liked it, you get subscribed for the next podcast that comes up. Remember, we try to do this once every week for your weekly news bulletin board. And we hope you leave some comments for some news that we may have missed, or comments on articles that we've talked about. And like this video, share it with anybody you can, you know, friends, family, enemies, corpses, you know, we don't discriminate here.
I mean, I don't know how that works, but
I mean, hey, you know, just take your little tablet, leave it at the cemetery, lean on a tombstone. If you come back and it's nudged a few feet over, you know what happened. They were watching the Autosave podcast.
I'm done.
Anyway, this has been your daily hyper-realistic, intensive, tendon-splitting gore splattering on your blood screen.
There we go.
And when you pick up your tablet, watch those edges. You don't want to end up a wizard, Henry.
Alright, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you on the next autosave.
Take it easy.